We are now on problem number 5. Sabi dito, the torque shown are exerted on pulleys A and B. Knowing that both shafts are solid, determine the maximum shearing stress in shaft AB and in shaft BC. So, ito ay nakatayo, So, nakatayo yung ating shaft ABC. Meron tayong applied clockwise torque na 300 Newton meter at A and then 400 Newton meter at B. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon is let's draw this on a horizontal. Okay? Horizontal lang. Tapos, ito yung ating shafts. So, nahahati yung shaft natin into two segment. Andito yung point B, ito si point A, at saka ito si point C. Hiniga lang natin kasi mas sanay tayo sa pahiga. Okay? So, mas malaki pala, sorry, let me just correct this one. Mas malaki pala yung ating point B. Delete ko na lang siya. Ayan. So, mas malaki si B, shop BC, which is 46. And kesa kay shop A. Okay. So, simple lang na drawing. And then, our dimensions, mas malaki ito with 46 mm diameter. And then, ito naman, mas maliit siya with 30 mm diameter. Alright. So, i-apply naman natin yung torque. Ngayon, para madali ma-designate yung torque, tingnan nyo lang siya kung clockwise or counterclockwise. And then, maglagay tayo ng symbol na to. This means torque or twisting moment, no? So, lagay natin dito na this direction is positive clockwise. Okay, para alam natin kung ano yung ating direction, ha? So, positive yan, clockwise. Ngayon, pwedeng magkabaliktad yan. Nasa sa inyo. Again, this is just conventions. Basta alam natin kung clockwise or counterclockwise. That is the most important. Okay? So, dito meron tayong clockwise. Clockwise ito na ang magnitude natin ay meron tayong 400 Newton meter of torque. Dito naman, on the second part, meron din tayong clockwise na 300 Newton meter. So, ito yung loading condition natin. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin dyan is we will create yung moment diagram niya. Okay? So, yung moment diagram ngayon dito, by summation of moment, makakakuha tayo dito ng reaction. So, meron tayong reaction. By taking summation moment equal to 0, we can say, or basically, para mas madali, i-treat natin to as horizontal forces or summation of torque horizontally equal to 0, we have here are equivalent to 700 Newton meter, and this is what? Counterclockwise kasi opposite direction. So, CCW. Or basically, on our sign convention, that is negative. So, this is negative 700 Newton meter. So, pagdating sa torque diagram natin, so, at this point, laging nagsisimula sa 0 ang mga diagram natin. Meron tayong pagbaba na 700 Newton dito. So, we have negative 700 Newton meter. Okay? Then, at this point, consistent tayo kasi walang ibang load. Pero pagdating kay point B, may positive 400 tayo. So, mapupunta tayo kay negative. So, minus 400, negative 300 Newton meter of torque. Okay? Then, walang additional load, so horizontal lang. At point A, meron tayong positive 300. Hihilahin niya pataas yung ating diagram. So, this one is 0. This is negative 300 Newton meter. So, at point A, yung shaft AB, ang nararanasan torque ng shaft AB ay equivalent sa negative 700 Newton meter. At pagdating naman kay this is shaft BC. Si shaft BC, ang torque niya ay 700. Pagdating kay shaft AB, ang nararanasan naman niyang torque ay negative 300 Newton meter. Or this is a counter clockwise torque. Ito rin ay counterclockwise torque. Okay. So, let's try to solve for the stresses na meron tayo sa mga torque na to. So, for unahin natin si shaft AB. For shaft AB, sabi natin, since both are solid naman, hindi in-indicate naman ng problem, they are both solid. So, our maximum shear stress is equivalent sa 2T over pi r cube. So, for shaft AB, ang kanyang radius ang kanyang diameter ay 30 mm. So, the radius is 15 mm. Okay? So, our tau max is dalawa na 300 Newton. Since naka-meter ito, i-multiply natin sa 1,000 yung 300 para maging millimeter to. Newton, millimeter. No? Divided by pi. Then our radius is 15 millimeter. Kalahati ng diameter na 30 mm. So 15 millimeter cube. So our tau max for this problem will be 2 times 300 2 times 300 times 10 to 3 over pi times 15 cube. We have here 56.588 megapascal. This is the stress under our shaft AB. Okay. Next, puntahan naman natin si shaft BC. So our tau max is the same, 2t over pi r cube. Same formula kasi parehong solid. So our tau max becomes dalawa. Ang torque natin for segment BC ay 700 times 10 to 3 Newton millimeter. Again, kaya nagkaroon ng times 10 to 3 ay kinonvert natin yung meter to millimeter. Then our diameter for this shaft BC is kalahati ng 46, so 23 millimeter cube. So our tau max is 2 times 700 times 10 to 3 over pi times 23 cube. We have 36.626 megapascal. Okay, now if the question is, now let's say ang tanong ng problem, what is the maximum shearing stress? If this is the question of the problem, tapos ang choice mo ay A and B lang, kasi ito lang na may na-solve mo, the answer is letter A, kasi maximum ang tinutukoy. Kapag maximum stress, yung pinakamalaki ang sagot natin. Okay? Kapag ka force, yung pinakamaliit. Kapag ang tanong sa atin, letter B, okay. So, what should be the diameter of the bars or shaft, nasanay tayo ng bar, of shaft AB and BC if the maximum stress is maintained or constant or the same. Pwedeng the word na the same, pwedeng the word na constant. Okay. So ano daw yung ating diameter ng mga shafts? So for shaft AB, since siya yung maximum stress, so ang diameter niya will be retained sa 46 mm. Okay? Pero pagdating kay shaft BC, so kunin naman natin yung magiging diameter kay shaft BC. So shaft BC tayo. So sabi natin, mare-retain daw yung stress. So ang panibagong stress na kay BC will be also 56.588 megapascal. Same value ng torque, ang hinahanap lang sa atin ay diameter. So this becomes 56.588. I-breakdown natin itong megapascal to Newton per millimeter squared. That is equal sa dalawang torque, which is 700 times 10 to 3 Newton millimeter over pi times hinahanap natin yung diameter. So kunin muna natin yung radius, then i-multiply na lang natin by 2. So here our radius should be cube root. So magkakaroon tayo ng cube root na 2 times 700 times 10 to 3 divided by pi times 56.588. So our radius is 19.895 millimeter, or the diameter of segment BC should be 39.791 millimeter lang, or that is roughly around 40 millimeter. So kapag ka ito yung ating sagot, or ito yung tanong sa ating problem, kapag ka daw pareho sila ng stress, mamimaintain natin yung maximum stress daw. Okay? The diameter of the shaft BC should only be 40 instead of 46. So in real life, ganun talaga tayo nagde-design. Kinukuha natin yung maximum stress ng section and then or ng system, then ina-adjust natin yung section para maging economical. Kasi yung 6 mm, malaking difference yan. Okay? So that is the answer for this problem and more. Dinagdagan pa natin. Okay? Now, to clarify pala, bago tayo umalis sa topic na to, sometimes may iba na ang notation, di ba kung babalikan natin yung discussion natin, na kapag ka yung moment natin ay pag ganito, mahirap kasing makita eh. But in this case, ito yung shaft natin, yung moment dito ay clockwise. Okay? And then, syempre, yung counter dito, yung reaction should be counterclockwise. On some books, ito yung positive, which is aligned naman with what we are doing right now. Ano? Sa problem kasi natin, ang meron tayo ay sa point B, clockwise, and then dito ay counterclockwise. So, that is pag ganon, tsaka tensile. So, this is minus naman sa kanila. Okay? So, again, importante si sign convention, pero ang importante rin is alam mo kung ano yung ginamit mong sign convention. Kasi ang mag-govern naman dito if it is either clockwise or counterclockwise. Wala naman tayong tension and compression dito unlike sa axial load. So the same pa rin yung value ng stress natin regardless of the sign convention. Okay? Magbabago lang or magmamatter lang si sign convention pagdating sa angle of twist because we want to identify the angle of twist if it is clockwise or counterclockwise. And that's it for this problem. So moving on, we are now on problem number 6 halfway through. So for 6 onwards, we will be introducing the deformation caused by the twisting moment, which is yung tinatawag nating angle of twist theta. Ang formula ay TL over JG. So for this problem, problem number 6, sabi niya dito, the torque shown are exerted on pulleys B, C, and D. Knowing that the entire shaft is made of steel with 27 gigapascal of modulus of rigidity, determine the angle of twist between between C and B and between D and B. So ito yung ating system. Kung mapapansin natin, we have shaft A, B, C, D, E with applied torques 400, 900, and 500 on points B, C, D respectively. Given yung diameters 30 for shaft A, B, C, and then lumaki naman pagdating kay shaft C, D, E to 36 mm. So drawing ko na siya dito para lang medyo mabilis tayo. Then ipinlat ko na rin that assuming yung ating direction clockwise positive to the right. Okay? So again, this is just an assumption or a cosine convention na ine-establish natin. Kung baliktad yun sa'yo, okay lang, but take note, importante rito na malaman natin kung ano yung direction ng angle of twist. Now, the problem did not specify kung anong types of support yung meron tayo. Pwede kasing smoothless roller lang, smoothless lang ito na walang nagre-resist, pwede rin naman fix. So, if not given, we assume na hindi siya fix, kundi smoothless lang. So, if that's the case, ang nangyayari dito, pag nag-twist itong ating B, sasabay lang mag-twist si AB. Okay? So, ang torsion kasi ay similar with thermal stress. Nagkakaroon lang ng stress if nagkakaroon ng resistance or pagpigil. Okay? Kung pinipigilan natin yung material mag-rotate, doon lang nagkakaroon ng stress. But if hindi natin siya pinipigilan mag-rotate, walang stress, wala ding deformation. Okay? So again, kung ang ating support at A and support at B are assumed to be frictionless kasi hindi in-specify nung problem eh. So, we assume that these are frictionless supports. Okay? So, pag nag-rotate si B, sasabay lang ng rotation si AB. So, wala siyang nararanasang stress. Same with D. Pag nag-rotate yung pulley at D, wala ring nararanasang stress yung DE. One way to know is that yung summation of forces natin is equivalent to 0. Therefore, yung mga reactions natin, they should be equal also to 0. Okay? So, i-plot natin ito kung smooth yung ating support, similar yan sa pin and roller kasi ng ating beams. Now, smooth yung ating support, walang nararanasang stress. So, 0 lang yung load natin at this point. Ilagay ko pala to. Ay. Okay. So, at this point, 0 lang yung nararanasan nating torque kasi smooth siya, frictionless. So, dito 0 pa rin. Pero sa pagdating kay point B, may pag-angat na tayo. Positive na 400 Newton meter. So, positive 400. And then, walang load. So, horizontal lang. Okay, dito. Positive 400 pa rin. Pero at point C, may downward. Meron na tayong left na 900 Newton meter. So, that is negative. Bababa tayo to this one is 400 minus 900. We have negative 500. And then this one is also negative 500 kasi wala namang additional load. So dito 500 which results into a 0 torque at point DE. So dalawa lang yung torque natin. Meron tayong torque dito. We have the torque at segment BC which is equivalent sa positive 400 Newton meter, meaning clockwise. And positive at torque CD naman is negative 500 Newton meter, meaning counterclockwise. So yung tanong sa atin sa A is the angle of twist. Angle of twist between between B and C. So pag daw naglagay ako ng straight line dito, pag naglagay daw ako ng straight line dito at nag-rotate yung beam natin, ano yung magiging angle nito pag nag-rotate na yung beam natin? Ayan. Ano daw yung magiging angle na to? Okay? So, yun lang yung tanong ng problem. Now, the formula for the angle of twist is TL over JG. Take note of this. Kapag ginagamit natin yung formula, dapat the units ng gagamitin natin ay lagay ko dito ha, yung length natin should be in meter or inches only. Okay? Yung ating G is on Pascal. Yung J ay meter raised to 4. Okay? And yung T natin is in Newton meter. Pwede rin namang pound inch. Okay? And then, pwede rin namang inches to the fourth. Pwede rin namang PSI. Okay? So, kailangan lang consistent tayo ng unit kasi kapag nag-unit analysis tayo, let's say ang force natin Newton meter, ang length natin ay meter, ang ating J ay meter raised to 4, ang ating G ay Newton per meter squared. So, ito magiging squared. Yung squared natin makakancel. So, tanggal na to. Unitless kasi dapat ang lalabas dito. And the value of theta, dapat yan ay naka-radians. So, again, consistency lang ng unit. Yun lang pinapaalala ni sir. Ngayon, kung gusto mong gumamit ng millimeter and megapascal, okay lang din. Make sure lang consistent tayo ng units na. Pareho lang okay yun. Kailangan lang consistent ng units. So, kunin natin yung stress ay yung ating deformation ng BC. So our torque is 400 Newton meter. Okay? Then, ang length natin according to the problem for segment BC is 0.8 meter. So that is 0.8 meter. Ang polar moment of inertia natin, since ang diameter natin ay 30 mm, so pwede natin gamitin yung pi over 32. Yung 30 mm, i-divide natin ng 1,000 para maging meter. Tapos, i-raise to 4 natin. Kasi yan yung formula ng polar moment of inertia. And our G, the modulus of rigidity daw is 2.7 gigapascal. And that is 2.7 when we say giga, that is times 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter squared. So, yung ating units ay makakancel lahat. So, our deformation or our angle of twist of B with respect to C, that would be 400 times 0.8 over pi over 32 times 30 over 1,000 na lang para sure tayo, raised to 4 times 2.7 times 10 to 9. We have an angle of twist na 1 point, oops, 2.7, 1.4904 radians. Tapos convert natin sa degrees by multiplying to 180 degrees per pi radians. Okay? So we have angle BC times 180 over 5. Uy, 27, sorry. So 27 pala to, not 2.7. 27, kaya pala ang laki. So this is 0.14. Gagalaw lang na isang place. So this is 227 to. We have 8.539 degrees. This is our answer for our first problem. Okay, next. For number 2, ang hinahanap naman sa atin or letter B, ang hinahanap naman ay kay DB. The angle of twist from point D with respect to B. Tama ba? Point D with respect to B. So, yung angle of twist dito hanggang dito. So, baliktarin natin. Pareho lang naman to pag biniba natin. Okay? So, iba, ay tama to. Ito, palitan natin na ang tanong kasi sa atin ay C with respect to B pala. C with respect to B. But we have the same value, ano? Yung ano lang, yung subscript lang yung nagkabaliktad. But this is C raised over B. C over B. So kapag ka ipinlat natin yan, if we draw a horizontal line here dito sa baba, so ang mangyayari ay, oops, so assume na ito yung horizontal line. Since ang nakuha natin ay clockwise ito, so ang pagbaba natin ay clockwise, no? So pagbaba natin clockwise, oops, asa na? Nawala. Okay, so bababa ito ng clockwise, aangat yung line natin. Then, ang sabi ng problem, hanapin na rin daw natin yung magiging angle of twist ng line na to. Kung magdodraw tayo ng line, saan yung final position niya dito sa point D. Pwedeng nandito, yan yung titingnan natin. Okay? But, ang alam natin, meron na tayong angle of twist from CB. So, yung angle of twist, kapag ka D to B naman or D with respect to B, that would be the angle of twist ng D with respect to C plus angle of twist ng C with respect to B. So, kumbaga, pagagapangin natin. So, kunin muna natin yung angle of twist ng D with respect to C. So, that is, our force is 500 Newton meter. Take note, negative dapat ito, ano? And the length of our shaft is 1 meter. So, 1 meter dito, divided by we have pi over 32. Ang diameter ng shaft natin ay 36 over 1,000 para maging meter raised to 4 times ang ating G ay 27 pa rin kasi pareho naman silang steel. So 27 times 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter squared. So cancel lahat ng unit. I-convert na natin to degrees by multiplying it to 180 over pi radians. Okay? So our angle of twist from D to C ay 1 over pi over 32 times 36 over 1,000 raised to 4 times 29 times 10 to 9. We have 27 times 10 to 9. We have multiply na rin natin sa 180 over pi. So the angle of twist is 6 point. So this should be negative 6.434 degrees. So our theta D with respect to B will be 8.539 degrees minus 6.434 degrees. So our angle of twist from ng point D with respect to B is minus 6.434. We have 2.105 degrees, and this is clockwise rotation. Okay? So, in summary, kung ito nag-twist dito, ito kasi, dito magti-twist naman siya ng maliit lang yung iti-twist niya dito kasi ano lang, 6 degrees lang. So, mas maliit compared dun sa isa. So, in summary, ang kanyang angle of twist ay magiging napupunta rito yan. So, may around gitna lang. Okay? So, ito yung final position ng B. Considering yung dalawang angle of twist. Okay? So, what will happen here is parang ganito. Itanggalin natin. Baka malito kayo. Okay. Remove ko muna to. Okay. Yan. So, imagine nyo, meron tayong line na dinro. Ito yung reference line lang natin. Ay random line lang. So, on our problem, yung first deformation natin ay positive 8. So, napunta siya. Sabihin natin to exaggerated lang. Ito yung 8.539 degrees. So, yung point C napunta rito. Mula dito, umangat siya dahil doon sa pagkaka-twist natin. Then, after this, nagkaroon ng deformation naman dito. Okay? So, yung deformation dito, di dapat yan sasakto. Yan ay negative 6 degrees lang. So, from the horizontal axis, ito yung negative 6.434 degrees. 6.434 degrees. So, hindi siya nakabalik sa original position niya. So, yung line ngayon, itong line na to, yung magkoconnect sa kanilang dalawa, that is the angle of twist ng point D with respect to B. And this line, ito yung nakuha nating 2.105 degrees. Alright, and that's it for this problem. See you on the next.